This video explains how to put reference numbers in Roblox. There isn't a built-in reference number feature in Roblox like you might find in a database program. Instead, we'll use a system of assigning and tracking numbers within your game using scripts. We'll cover 3 main methods: using a simple counter, using a table to store references and their corresponding numbers, and finally using data store for persistent reference numbers across multiple game sessions. 1. Method 1. Simple counter. The simplest method uses a single variable to increment a counter. You'll create a script, perhaps in Server Script Service, that holds a number value. Every time you need a new reference number, you increment this counter and use the resulting number. For example, local reference counter =0, function get reference number, reference counter reference counter +1, return reference counter, end. This function, get reference number, will return a sequentially increasing number each time you call it. This method is suitable for smaller projects where you don't need to track individual items associated with their numbers. 2. Method 2. Using tables for tracking. This method is more organized. Create a table where the keys are the reference numbers and the values are the objects or data associated with those numbers. For instance, local reference table function add reference, object, local new reference, number, hash reference table +1, reference table new reference number object, return new reference number, end. Here, add reference object takes an object, like a part, and adds it to the table with a new unique reference number. The hash reference table gets the number of entries in the table, which is used as the next reference number. This allows you to easily look up the object associated with a specific reference number using reference table reference number. 3. Method 3. Persistent reference numbers with data store. The previous methods lose their data when the game server restarts. For persistent reference numbers that survive server restarts, use data store, usually data store service. You'll need to save the reference table, or a similar structure, to a data store each time it's updated and load it when the game starts. This requires more complex scripting, involving saving and loading data to and from Roblox's data store service. You would still use a system like the table method, but add the extra step of saving to data store using functions like data store setAsync and loading with data store getAsync. You'll need error handling to manage potential failures in saving and loading. This ensures your reference numbers are retained even if the server restarts or players rejoin the game. Remember to handle potential errors when interacting with data store. Be mindful of data store quotas to prevent exceeding the limits. This is the most robust method, especially for games with large quantities of data or players. Remember to always handle errors when using data store. Remember to adapt these scripts to fit your specific needs and the type of objects you're assigning reference numbers to. You may need to modify the scripts to better fit the game